Hi, welcome to Parametric House. In this tutorial, I want to show you how you can make this the series of parametric contours in Grasshopper. As you can see here, if I change the base rectangle, it's going to update. We can control the depth like this. We can control how many details we want around this curve. So it's going to be a curve we can control easily. If I move this up and down. I can change the shape of the contours like that. If we bring control to 3, obviously it's going to have 4 points, which I'm going to explain. And this is going to change the radius at the start. I can decrease that. The second point, and increase the third one. And also the last one. Like this. Okay. Another thing we can control here in this tutorial is the extrusion, the amount of extrusion we can have on the sections, and also the distance between the sections. So if I increase that and increase the extrusion, you can see that we can have something like that. Obviously, if we want to have the same extrusion and same amount of distance, it's going to fit together and create something like that. So these are all the parameters we're going to take a look at this example file and how you can control it. And let's get started from scratch and take a look at the algorithm. Okay, let me turn off everything. The first step obviously is a rectangle we have defined inside Rhino. So you can just simply bring any rectangle. I'm going to bake that because this is the defaults when you download this example file from parametrichouse.com. So this rectangle is connected to a surface. When we update the rectangle, the surface is going to also update, which I have used the params menu surface container. After that, I'm going to use a simple extrusion, surface freeform extrude, to extrude it backwards in the Y direction. And we can control the amount here. Okay. The next part is to create a solid difference, which is intersection, shape, and solid difference from a pipe variable. So what we want to do here is to create a pipe variable on the surface. For this one, I've used the surface freeform pipe variable here. And for the curve, obviously we have to create a curve. I've made this with a curve interpolation, spline interpolation. Okay, so interpolation, you just have to define the vertices. So I've just put this on the canvas, right click and extract the parameters. And because I've made this rectangle completely in the front viewport, so for example, if I create this rectangle here and set it here and create these points also in the front viewport, I can create this parametric curve easily. Okay. Another thing you can do here is to define the degrees. So we have 1 and 3. 1 is a polyline. It's also going to work because it's going to create this kind of intersecting parts, but it's also useful if you want to create that polyline. But if I put it to 3, it's going to be a complete NURBS pipe. So remember that you can do that. I'm going to delete this and give these series of points to the vertices and give that to the curve of the pipe variable. When you define a pipe variable, let's just make this a little bit simple. Like that. What we have to define is the t parameter, which is if I, for example, reparameterize this curve, which is going to make this curve from 0 to 1, this t is going to define the location of the radius. So for example, if I say t is 0, 0.5, and 1, what it does, it's going to define the radius here, the radius near the center, and the radius at the end. Okay, so for example, if I say 0.3, maybe it's like the third section, and this t is actually where on the curve you want to define the radius. Because I wanted to have a smooth transition on that, I've made a set range And by default, range is between 0 to 1. So it's going to focus on complete curve. And the number of division I've given this is 3. Because when you divide a 0 to 1 to 3 sections, that means like this, right? 3 sections. It's going to give you 4 numbers. So for example, if I put it to 2, it's going to give you 0, 0.51. And so it's the start, the middle, and the end. And when you give this t, you have to have the same. As you can see here, this error, it says that you have to supply equal amounts of parameters and radius, okay? So what you have to do here is to define the same amount of t in the radius. If you have 3 numbers, which is divided by 2, I'm going to double click on this params menu gene pool. I always use the gene pool because it's a combination of number sliders together. And for example, I say, okay, I want 3 number sliders. How many decimals, the minimum, maximum can be controlled here easily. So here we can say we want only 3. And this is going to be the starting radius, the end radius, and the middle one. So as you can see here, we can even control a part of that based on the shape we want. Okay. Another thing you can do here is to have this front viewport and perspective at the same time. So when you move it, you can see what's happening. Okay. So that you can always do that. Let's go to the front viewport. And now that we have these 2 solids, you also have to define the endings. It has to be flat because if it's none, obviously it can't cut. And as you can see here, it's on the edge. I can also use the round so it goes beyond my surface based on the shape I want. And now you can have the solid difference, which is going to be something like this. Okay, so solid difference is easy to create. You just give this parameter solid difference to the components of 2 solids you want to make the difference. And we want to make the difference from this solid, and the pipe is going to take it off. Okay, after creating the solid difference, which I'm going to turn this off and create this one, you can also use a display custom preview to see that even better. Okay. After that, what I have used here is the intersection mathematical contour. So the contour is going to be a series of sections from that solid. The surface or the B-rep mesh you want to contour is going to be that solid. The point starting for the contour, I can right click here and set 1 point. For example, I want to start from here. And in the direction X in this project, it's going to be in the X direction. So that is going to be in the X direction. And the next one is going to be the distance. So if I just change the distance, obviously it's going to be the distance between the sections or the contour. Contour is really fast and it can create these curves as an output. Okay, now that we have them, if I bake that, I can go to select last created object, bring them out. And you can see that we can have these sections easily by using the contour. Okay, now that we have the contours, I'm going to just turn off the solid. And let's just increase the distance. We can convert that into a surface by just giving a params menu surface container to that. And if I bake it, you can see that's going to give you a series of surfaces. And after that, we can extrude it again. Extrude. This time we're going to extrude that in the X direction. Just double click and use X and give it an amount. So if this is going to be the same as the distance, you can give that as a fitting technique. Let's just turn on this custom preview. And that is going to be the fit. But if this number is smaller than this number, it's obviously going to be a part of it. If you want to, the good thing about this is that you can define the thickness here, but maybe you just want to have a percentage. So go to the math, multiply, and we can say, okay, we want a percentage of that. A number between 0, which is nothing, and 1, which is complete extrusion. And you can create that easily using this technique. So that's all about this technique and algorithm you can make in Grasshopper. I hope that this tutorial was useful. If you have any question, ask below, and see you next time. Bye.